back to the A&M podcast.
True crime.
True Crime Thursday. Oh yeah,
Thursdays.
Forgot what I was doing.
So we have, this is not our topic, but we have 3 podcasts a week now. There goes my microphone. Oh, let me just do this. Sorry, this is terrible podcast, but my microphone's getting on my nerves lately, and I got to figure it out. But we have a Monday podcast, we have a Tuesday podcast, and we have a Thursday podcast. And I've been thinking, should we balance that out and do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday podcast? But because it's True Crime Thursday, that really messes with the idea, because True Crime Friday just doesn't sound the same. So we're going to leave it as is.
Yeah. Ada wants to do a podcast with me. So that might, come up at some point, because she wants to do
the A&A podcast.
She wants to call it patio talks or something like that. And she wants to record on our patio and, just
nice
chit chat. And I'm like, oh, that would be cute. We have some good little chats.
Do it.
The mind of a child.
It's like the obvious, next phase of this, like, me talking to you talking to Alina.
Like when we don't know what to talk about and we just have like our chit chat episodes, it's basically,
Yeah. So.
Anyways, so today we're talking about a case that is actually, it's technically ongoing right now, but it actually will probably be on a case update episode very soon for us. It's the Blaise Taylor case. So as of today, we're recording this on July 1st. The evidence phase of the trial has concluded and the closing arguments are underway. So it is kind of the trial part of it, at least, is moving pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I feel like they moved through evidence pretty fast, at least from when I started watching the trial. So, yeah, I'll just get right into it, I guess. So for anyone that doesn't know who Blaise Taylor is, because I did not, he is a former college football player from Arkansas State University. And he's also, fun fact, the son of longtime college football coach Trooper Taylor. I don't know if you know who that is. I do not.
I do not.
And he later also worked as a scout for the Tennessee Titans. And he was only 27 years old at the time of the alleged crime. He's 30 right now.
Okay.
So he is being accused of murdering his girlfriend. Her name is Jade Benning. She was 25, living in Nashville, and she was pregnant at the time of her death. She was approximately 5 months pregnant. And Blaise was the father, alleged father of her baby. They had a name already for the baby. Her name was going to be Ivy. She was a girl, and her friends and family also described her as being very excited about becoming a mom, which is so sad.
Yeah.
So starting in 2022, that is when Blaise Taylor and his girlfriend Jade started dating. And yeah, that's when they both lived in Nashville. And then by late 2022, that's when Jade became pregnant. So according to testimony in court, because again, the case is going on right now, you can actually watch it on the, we've been watching it the last couple, it's been on for at least a couple days on the Law and Crime channel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so interesting, like, watching the cases. I don't know. I love watching a good case.
Yeah,
like a trial case. It's always so interesting, especially a big case like this. So yeah, she became pregnant in 2022, and according to testimonies, Taylor wanted Jade to have an abortion. She did not want to have an abortion. And again, she was 5 months at the time of this happening. So she was even like, I think in most states, past even when that's possible. Um, so Jade reportedly told her friends that she did intend to keep the baby, and then prosecutors introduced text messages, and that is when Jade said she planned on telling Taylor that she was not going to have an abortion. The defense's position is that Taylor denies murdering Jade and argues he was preparing to become a father. Um, by February 25th, 2023, they had a date night. Evidence was presented in the trial, and that indicated they spent the evening together. Friends also had earlier been at Jade's house, her apartment, and they were painting and preparing items for the baby's room. And then after the friends left, that's when Jade and Blaise were just there at her apartment alone. The prosecutor's theory in, I guess like what the state alleges is that Blaise mixed cocaine dissolved in alcohol into Jade's pink lemonade.
Oh, wow. So he
Um,
basically poisoned her.
Poisoned her, yeah.
Now is the indication that he did that to try to kill her or try to
I
cause an abortion or a miscarriage?
So what the state is alleging is that he intended to kill Jade and the baby because he did
Okay,
not want the baby.
got you.
Um, and obviously he did that without her knowledge. So yeah, that's basically the prosecution's like main theory. It hasn't been proven, but that's what they assume. I mean, mixing cocaine, it says cocaine dissolved in alcohol.
Right.
So, I mean, that's kind of a
Yeah.
crazy combo in general. Like,
Yeah.
especially, I don't know how much, but like, yeah, that's crazy. Um, so then there was also a phone call to Blaise's best friend, or no, oh, Jade's best friend. So one of the prosecution's main pieces of evidence is jurors heard a testimony that Jade called a friend shortly before she ended up collapsing. According to the witness, Jade said words to the effect of, "What did you put in my drink?" Um,
Wow.
she also allegedly accused Blaise of poisoning her because he did not want the baby. The defense disputes significance and reliability of this evidence because I guess to an extent I mean, I don't know if that would be like hearsay
Yeah.
because there's
Well,
no real
because
proof, but it's still a
right.
witness.
So in other
So,
words,
like a witness
oh,
is
over the
still a
phone, a
witness.
friend heard that. Yeah, I
Over
don't
a
know.
friend was
That's
on the phone with her before she collapsed, and
right.
her friend on the phone heard her
Yeah,
say, "What did you put in
I
my
don't
drink?"
think I don't think that's hearsay because what hearsay would be is if
The friend told
you
somebody.
told me that
Yeah.
someone said something and then I went in court and testified that you told me they said something. It
Oh,
becomes
like
it's
I'm the friend
meaningless
on the
because
phone saying, yeah, like,
right.
no, Alyssa was on
If
the
the
phone
friend
with
on the
her.
phone
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So then there was the 911 call around 9:38 p.m. that same night. Blaise called 911 saying that Jade appeared to be having an allergic reaction and difficulty breathing. Now, not Jade, Blaise, you know darn well she was not having an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Unless the
Look
allergic
me in my
reaction
eyes. Shame on you.
unless the allergic reaction was an allergic reaction to cocaine and alcohol
And pink lemonade. No, it's
and
not
pink
funny. Let
lemonade.
me stop joking. Okay. So So yeah, difficulty breathing. He told the dispatchers they had been making cookies and painting. You know, yeah. So, anyways, responders arrived to find Jade unconscious, and she also had no pulse at that time as well. And
Wow.
what's so sad too is that like clearly, um, it was like a cutesy fun night,
Mm-hmm.
seemingly a cutesy fun
Mm-hmm.
night. So for something so tragic to happen outside of all of that, like, I can't even imagine being her friends that were also there that night, like painting, getting the baby's room all set up, and
Right.
this man just decided he could play God and
Yeah. And I don't
just
get
do something
like
like that.
I don't get that reaction. First of all, you're 30. It's not like you're 18. You're not 18 and
Well, he
in
was
high school.
27
Okay, but
at
it
the
wasn't
time,
going to ruin
but
his NFL career because he was
yeah,
not playing in the
he was
NFL.
a
He was a
scout.
scout in the NFL. So he
Yeah.
wasn't good enough to play in the
Oh,
NFL. He was just good enough to be a scout in the NFL.
right.
And so it's not like that was going to
He
impact
wasn't the
his
talent.
career.
He found the talent.
Exactly. Um, but so like I don't get that. I don't get
Yeah.
the I mean, I guess in that scenario, you're maybe you get scared. Sure, it's scary, but also you're not 18. You're
Mhm.
not 18 that you should be making like stupid selfish decisions like that. I'll stop my
Yeah.
rant now.
Yeah. So, hey, sometimes you need a dad lecture, once in a
That's
while. You're
right.
welcome, Blaze. That's for you.
Yeah.
So, at Vanderbilt Hospital, that is when the doctor testified. Um, I love when they just rally up everyone for trials and get everybody up there. So, doctors testified that Jade suffered catastrophic brain injury. She also never regained meaningful consciousness, and physicians also believe that she had experienced prolonged oxygen deprivation before she arrived at the hospital. She also remained on life support, and her unborn daughter died 2 days later.
Wow. So she was on life support for days, and the daughter died while she was on life support, basically.
Yeah. Her daughter
Wow.
died 2 days into her being at the hospital. Um, which even then, I'm pretty sure even before that, the daughter probably had
Yeah,
brain things, and yeah, she
I'm
probably
sure.
wasn't in great shape herself, or else I
Yeah, I'm
believe they
sure.
probably would have tried to get the baby out of there.
Right, even though she was what, 5 months,
5 months.
that's
It's like
definitely
preemie.
viable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So on March 6th, 2023, that is when Jade dies. She died on what would have been her 25th birthday. That's awful.
Yeah.
Um, the medical examiner findings found that the cause of death was acute cocaine toxicity. The state argues the cocaine had been dissolved in alcohol before ingestion. I love a good toxicology report. Nothing tells things how they were besides a good
Yeah.
toxicology report. Nothing debunks things the way a toxicology report does.
Yeah, and I have something that says the medical examiner testified that the level of cocaine found in Benning's system was completely astronomical, far
Hmm.
exceeding anything that could be attributed to recreational use. So if they were going to try to say, oh, well, he didn't know she was using cocaine, or something that,
Like it was
wow,
such
she
a
was
large
terrible. She was
amount,
using cocaine while she was like, it was more than somebody would just be,
like
taking,
sniffing off the table.
right.
Or however they do that, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sniffing off the
That's what I
off a
that's what
sniffing
I
off a
see on
table.
TV shows.
Sniffing off the table with, whatever, rolled up
Yeah.
money. That's at least what they do in the movies, right, Dad?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, so the investigation also began in 2023. So police initially investigated the death as a medical emergency, I guess just given like how she was found and
He
the
called
amount.
911.
Yeah.
Right.
After the toxicology results came in, however, and all the also, I guess they had a bunch of additional evidence as well. That's when homicide detectives opened a criminal investigation. Investigators testified regarding drink drink containers found in the apartment, glasses on the kitchen counter, alleged
Mm.
missing evidence, witness interviews, and also cell phone records and text messages. I think like I like that's also where it's like if he's mixing this stuff, if he did mix this stuff in her drink, it's kind of like you
Yeah.
also called right after. I don't know if he like, rinsed the drink under the sink or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's
Well, and
kind
the
of
one
like
thing I have says they couldn't find, they had a missing cup. The actual
that's the
cup
missing
or
evidence, yeah,
container, yeah, was never recovered.
which looks just as guilty as if it was there. So,
Yeah. Where's the cup she had?
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. She must have. Oh wait, no, I guess she couldn't have threw it somewhere because she passed
Although the
out.
thing is, the thing is, if they initially ruled it as something else too, that probably also left a lot of time for him to get rid of any of that evidence too.
And
You know what I
between,
mean?
like, if he's the one making the phone call anyways, it's
Yeah,
also
yeah. Also
he's in
true.
charge of
Also
his
true.
own timeline at that point to
Yep.
an
Also
extent.
true. Yep.
Um, so on March 14th, 2024, that's when Blaise was arrested. He was arrested in Utah. A Davidson County grand jury indicted him on 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of felony murder. He pleaded not guilty, of course.
Right. Or
Um,
there wouldn't have been a trial.
exactly. So that is when 2026 rolled around, and that's when the trial happened. Is happening, I should say.
Well,
Well,
I don't know if you have the latest information, but go ahead. Continue.
well,
Did it, did it, did
they
it,
still
did
have
it?
closing
Breaking
arguments.
news. Breaking news.
Oh,
No,
okay.
breaking
So
news.
we'll get to that. Don't break
Yeah,
your
we'll
news.
get to
Don't
that.
break your news
No.
just yet.
No,
Wait
we
till the
gotta
end.
stay till the end.
Actually, yeah, wait, hold on. Let me pause and then you can do like a fun little edit of like a breaking
Yeah.
news thing.
Yeah.
Is that
I'll
annoying? Is that
put the,
annoying to
yeah.
everybody?
You
That
know, I'll do the like the Fox News alert, you know,
yeah,
that
yeah.
thing that they always do. I'll put that on the screen.
That'll
A&M News alert.
yeah, if you want to
Yep.
see it early, watch the video version. So, pandering. So, the 2026 trial happened right now,
Right.
and the prosecution's case, they are arguing that obviously Blaise did not want the child. He also pressured Jade to obtain an abortion, and then when she refused, he poisoned her. Cocaine levels were extraordinarily high. Medical experts testified also that the amount found was inconsistent with ordinary recreational use, as you said, and also that Jade's alleged statements before collapsing identified Blaise as the person responsible.
Right.
Um, the defense's case, however, Blaise's attorneys argued that Jade had a history of recreational drug use. She also accidentally overdosed herself, which it's like she knew she was pregnant and she was too excited to be a mom and she was literally just painting with her friends that night.
Right. Well,
That's not
and did
exactly giving like let me mix some okay, cool, we just decorated the baby's nursery and I'm 5 months pregnant, let me mix a buttload of
yeah,
cocaine in this alcohol real quick.
yeah.
Nothing like a good party starter for my date night.
Right.
um so they also argued that toxicology testing was flawed and unreliable, and investigators mishandled evidence. The prosecution also cannot prove that Blaise administered the cocaine, and Blaise himself called 911 seeking medical help, which they argue is inconsistent with intentional murder, which, like, please, how many cases do we
Yeah.
do where the person who killed the other person is the one that
Yeah.
calls and acts so worried? Hello, Chris Watts.
Yeah, I mean, like it's inconsistent with intentional murder unless it's you're murdering your significant other, in which case you either report the missing
And want to
or
look
you
like you
call
didn't,
911.
unless you want to look
Yeah,
like you didn't do it.
right,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Um, So there is some important trial evidence as well that the prosecutors introduced, which was 911 recordings. They always like introduce the 911 recordings, and it's always like,
Yeah,
I would hate, honestly, like, if I did commit a crime and I called 911, because like by the time you get to the trial, they dissect the heck out of those 911 calls.
oh yeah,
Like, fully dissect how you acted when you called versus how you were when they should. Like, they dissect the whole thing.
yeah.
Um, they also were introduced to text messages, testimony from friends, testimony from family, medical examiner findings. Um, the physicians that were treating her, toxicologists, crime scene photographs, and also evidence concerning beverages that were found in the apartment. I know one of the people that they even had up
Mm.
there that I was watching a couple days ago, 2 days ago maybe, um, was one of his ex girlfriends
Oh.
who had said that I guess he had her get an abortion pill for like somebody else one time.
Mm. So he had a history.
He has a history of, like,
Wow. So I had read some things too that talked about that the defense, though, that there was certain evidence that was not allowed in. Some of it was related to text messages to her from other men that he was trying to claim that she was, seeing other men or
Mhm.
something to that effect. That there was some man that showed up in the hotel in the hospital room and left a business card there, I guess, or a card there. Maybe it was like a get well card.
Mhm.
Who claimed to be like her lover or something to that effect. And that evidence was not allowed to be, brought into court. The judge blocked that evidence. So,
Oh wow.
yeah,
That's crazy.
that's not my breaking news. So,
I wonder why. I mean, I guess
I mean, sometimes
unrelated.
stuff like that,
Like, it
yeah, that's
doesn't.
not really
Yeah.
like even if
Like,
she
that has nothing to
was,
do with the trial. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
exactly. Like, you're just grasping at straws, honestly.
like because he was in proximity to her, Blaise was in proximity to her. He's not claiming that somebody else was there and did it and he
Doing
wasn't
it.
even there.
Yeah.
So
Like,
that's so irrelevant. It's just like you're trying to
that has nothing to
um
do with the cocaine in her system, with the alcohol and the baby and the
yeah.
dying. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's just an ad hominem attack on the victim in that case. So I think that's probably why.
um Yeah, and honestly, like, even if, I obviously just read like the what the prosecutors brought into the courtroom, and then when I'm reading like what the defense had introduced, it's kind of like, again, they are grasping at straw. I would hate to be a defense lawyer
Yeah.
for somebody that's guilty, like maybe
Yeah.
guilty, allegedly guilty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um because or real life guilty. Stay tuned. But
Yeah.
I would hate to be a defense lawyer for somebody like that, because you really do, like, kind of gotta grasp at straws. Like,
Yeah.
what the defense introduced into the courtroom was forensic toxicology experts, not related to the case, just experts. Period.
Right.
Experts that were questioning blood testing methods, testimony challenging the medical examiner's conclusions, and evidence supporting accidental overdose as an alternative explanation. Like, this just
Yeah.
seems like you're questioning experts that,
Yeah.
like, their findings and how they tested the blood and stuff. And I look at it like the levels of cocaine they found in her system isn't an accident, to me at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
can't
Well,
really. unless you get someone
And
else's blood results. Like you can't spoof
right.
that.
Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like with cases like this, the defense always has those experts on the other side who
Mhm.
are, let's face it, they're people who are being paid by the defense to
Mhm.
help them bolster their case. So of course they're going to find things like that, not that I'm questioning their integrity, but it's their job to find things that they think that the prosecution did wrong.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, so wait, are you saying that she didn't have cocaine in her system, or she was
Yeah.
what she? You're saying that she has um accidental overdose as an explanation? Like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah, and
examples
I
do you
think
have that
they
this
were
girl
also
did cocaine like that in the past?
trying to say that one of the samples had like fentanyl in it, and they said that one of the somebody in the ER said that she was like snoring when she came in, which they said would be more consistent with a fentanyl overdose than I guess a cocaine overdose. Um, but I don't know. Again, it's somebody who was in the emergency room,
But she also
an
had
ER
no
doctor
pulse at
making
the
that
scene.
judgment. Right. So
So like,
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
um, so yeah, now we go to the jury side of it, and
Right.
yeah, they need to.
W- Well, on that topic, this is from ESPN News, July 1st, 2026 at 5:36 p.m. Eastern Time. Blaise Taylor, a former defensive back at Arkansas State and NFL scout for the Tennessee Titans, was found guilty of
Oh
murdering his
wow.
girlfriend and her unborn child Wednesday in a Nashville, Tennessee courtroom. The jury recommended a sentence of life in prison for Taylor, who will be formally sentenced September 9th. So,
Oh
yeah, he
wow.
was found guilty and they recommended life.
Recommended life.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Good.
Yep.
That makes me
Yep.
very happy. What a great way to, somebody being held accountable for something awful. That
Yeah.
is so
And
sad.
it says it took them less 2.5 hours, I guess,
Yeah,
to
clearly,
come to that
because
conclusion. So
yeah, when I was
yeah.
researching this a few hours ago, they hadn't
Yeah.
there was no update.
Yeah,
There
you
was
hadn't
no
checked
breaking news.
you hadn't checked your ESPN News app. That's
Yeah, I
why.
didn't check. I didn't check again. I just had all my other details. Okay,
Yeah.
well, good for that. Good for
Yeah.
him. I hope he enjoys his life in there. You know what? He's still getting a lot more of a life quality than, unfortunately, Jade and her
Yeah.
sweet baby Ivy would have gotten. And yeah, that's
Yeah.
so sad. My heart breaks for her family because I can only imagine like the excitement that everybody had around her.
Yeah.
Her friends that night that happened, like getting ready, getting the room ready for the baby and all this stuff,
Right.
and then something like that happens. That's awful. You're not
Yeah.
just losing a
Yeah.
baby,
Just
you're
insane.
losing your
I and
friend or family member.
I find though it's the same storyline as a lot of these cases we talk about. It's selfishness.
Mhm.
Selfishness causes people to commit unthinkable crimes. That's I mean
Right.
that's the bottom line. And yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's a sad story all around. And we can only hope that during that life prison sentence that he'll have some time to think about what he did, and maybe he'll have to come to terms with it on a different level. We'll see.
So it said he's not being sentenced till September. So what does he do between now and September? I don't understand that.
He sits his butt in jail. That's what he does. He sits in jail.
Oh, and then
Um,
that's when the judge decides.
yeah, yeah, the formal sentencing. I don't know why there's that time span in between
Like
there. It's
that's a
probably
big
like
break, right? That's
it
what I'm
is a big
saying.
break. Yeah, it's a couple of months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they do that. If somebody who watches this knows why they have such a long break between the sentencing recommendation and when they actually sentence. Because I mean, I know there's always appeals and that kind of thing, but
Oh, true.
I mean, the appeals are going to happen anyway. So even if you sentence him, the
today.
appeals can
Yeah.
still happen. Yeah. I
That's
don't
what
know.
I thought they like, okay, the jury came out, said he's guilty on all of this stuff, so
Yeah. And I feel like there are cases where like the sentencing happens like a couple days later or the next day or something
mm,
like that. I mean, maybe it's just they need to give time for the judge to review everything and make sure there wasn't anything done wrong or something like that. I don't know. Don't
mm,
know.
yeah, especially because it's a case where obviously he's in jail regardless. So
Yeah. Yeah. He's well, and maybe that's why there's not a whole lot of urgency to it either. I mean, if
true,
he's gonna get sentenced to life or he's gonna get sentenced to 20 years, those 3 months will be part of that either
true.
way.
Hmm,
All
nice.
right.
Well, that's good.
Well, yeah. Hopefully you stay to the end to get the breaking news on this one. And of course, by the time this comes out, it won't be breaking news anymore. So it's kind of
Ah,
we
I
got to
know.
start doing these live. We got to start doing them live. That's all there is to it.
Right.
So
We're gonna be behind actually. Well, not too far behind though, because it
yeah,
releases at
no.
midnight. So if you're one of our loyal subscribers that listen right at midnight, then you'll
And
get
if you don't get ESPN news, you won't already know this. So
sure. Okay. Well,
all
anyways, I
right.
hope everyone has a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
Some of us will. Others of us won't.
Or wait for me on Tuesday.
There we are.
All right. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.